entertain you all, because every day he's hustling. Side Hustle Cinema.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Side Hustle Cinema here, and we are live. And it's a weird time to be live. 5 o'clock, probably not the best time, but that's all right. So basically, what I'm going to be talking about today is, Spookala is coming up. It's a horror convention. It's a new one here in Florida. And I'm going to be going to it. Starts tomorrow. I'm going to be talking a little bit about that, who all's going to be there, what my plans are as far as the, whose autographs I'm going to get, things like that. I got some new camera equipment, too, I'm going to show. If this is going to be replay friendly, because I know that, probably not a ton of people are available at 5 p.m. I tried to give a little bit of notice, but, it's not a great time. But I had things to do later, and I wanted to get a live stream in before I left. So, yeah, if you're watching on replay, hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to start by showing some movies that I picked up recently. It's basically last week's and this week's haul. I'm going to be showing those, so, you can check those out. And then if anyone's in the chat, I'll answer any questions, and then I'll tell you all about Spookala coming up, and we'll go from there. So basically, the first movies I want to show you is I had an order in from Hamilton Book. I see Vince is in the chat there. What's Spookala? Spookala is a horror convention that it's brand new to Florida. I think it's their first convention that they've done. It's in Ocala, Florida. Not a big city, so I'm not really expecting it to be, like a lot of the horror conventions are in like Orlando, and there's tons of people there. This one's in Ocala. Ocala is a beautiful city, but it's not like a super overpopulated city. And there's a lot of great guests that are going to be there. And a little bit later on, we're going to go over all those guests and, the autographs that I plan on picking up and things like that. But while people are, getting into the stream here, I'm going to go ahead and show off some titles that I picked up this week. And so, we can look and see what all I got. Like I was saying, though, first these titles here I got, these are from Hamilton Book. And I mainly got on there. I started the order because they had Going Berserk on there, the John Candy film. It's a Shout Select. And then, anytime I'm on Hamilton Book, I'll always look through their cheap movies, because there's always some decent ones there. Put those over here. And so I also picked up Drag Me to Hell. That one's pretty good. I got Steve Austin double feature. This one's probably been at the Dollar Tree, I'm thinking. It's Tactical Force and Recoil. I haven't seen either one of them. I do like Steve Austin's movies, though. I think he's got some decent, action movies. I really liked The Condemned. I was a big fan of that one. Picked up Chuck Norris. This is Missing in Action 1 and 2. This was only like $2 or $3 on Hamilton Book. So not expensive. None of these are expensive. I mean, Going Berserk was the only one that, was pricey at all. And then I got Dead Rising. This one is in game. I've not seen any of these Dead Rising movies. I used to play the heck out of the game though. I played Dead Rising 1 and 2 and all those, and then I got Solo on 4K. This was a UK version. It's got the thicker case and everything. This one is this one I like Solo. I thought Solo was pretty good, and this is the last one I needed. Now I have all the Star Wars movies on 4K. No slipcover on this, but that's fine. Whatever. But yeah, Solo, gets a lot of flack. I didn't mind Solo. I thought it was pretty good. And now I'll kind of get into some more of my newer stuff, I guess. And this I got from Scream Factory, and that's Watchers 2. This one is, it was limited to like 1,500 or something, only available on their website. A lot of people enjoy the first one that had Corey Haim in it. That one's never came to Blu-ray. So it's pretty cool to get this one. It's a solid movie. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. It's really the same story as the first one. But not bad there. Got Smoking Aces. Picked that one up last week. Love this one. Did you pick this one up, Vince? Because this one's really good. The 4K was good. It was really good sound. I mean, the picture itself wasn't bad. I mean, the Blu-ray was already pretty good. So this one this one wasn't bad at all. But the sound was the best part of it. Got the Steelbook yesterday. Yeah, that Steelbook was really nice. Yeah, it was a nice looking Steelbook. Good movie though. Yeah. And the cast on this one. This thing has everybody in it. The cast on this is crazy. Picked up Two for the Money. This is another Shout Select title. It's a sports gambling movie, basically. Al Pacino runs a tout service, and Matthew McConaughey, he's like an ex-athlete who he's hired on to predict games for Al Pacino, and he does really well. It's kind of one of those things where everything gets really good, and then all of a sudden things get really bad. It's kind of one of those movies. But really good performances in here by both Al Pacino and McConaughey. I like it. You don't have to be a sports fan either to enjoy that one. It's just one of those, just good movies. Hall & Oates is in here. It says, I still never watched Smoking Aces. I got to check it out. Yeah, man, I definitely recommend it. It's got that Guy Ritchie, style to it. It's just, it's a fun one. I mean, just action packed. I mean, that thing never slows down. Ghost in the Darkness I picked up. Anybody grab that one? It's another Scream Factory title. Another great movie. Based on a true story. It's supposed to be, loosely. I don't know. You hear all kinds of things. But I thought this was really good, too. It's another animal attacks type movie. Val Kilmer, Michael Douglas. This might have been like one of Val Kilmer's last like really good movies before he like kind of let himself go, you know. I picked up the Friday the 13th Part 3 Steelbook. I love that thing. You know I was going to pick that up. Um, it's got the quote on the back there. It's got a little bit of inside artwork to it there. If anybody needs that digital code, you can go ahead and have that. I've got a bunch of them. I got so many copies of this movie. Other digital codes. Start a little pile. Grabbed this one. This is the movie Tough Enough. It's an old 80s movie. Starred Randy Quaid, where he plays like a boxer, like a tough man boxer. And this one is not on Blu-ray like here in the States. This one came from, or it is, but it's out of print, I think. So I picked this one up. This one, I got it off Amazon, but it came from Spain. That's why it's all in Spanish there. But yeah, it's one I remembered from back in the day. I enjoyed it. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe is here. Good to see you here, Huck. He says, A-Side Hustle, yeah, that Ghost in the Darkness is a good flick. It really is, man. It's pretty crazy, they build that trap for the lions, and it's like they had them, right there, and they couldn't get it done. They couldn't get them killed. A lot of intense moments in that, that would be terrifying. Like, having to fight any type of animal would just be terrifying. Maybe that's why I like animal attack movies so much. I ain't outrunning anything, you know. Man, so the animal's gonna get me. It wins. Next, I got Dark Knight of the Scarecrow Part 2. A lot of YouTubers were getting this one for review. I'm very surprised that this company sent out so many. I guess they were just expecting a ton of great reviews, but I put it in right away and checked it out, and it's not great. It's not very good at all, and I'm surprised that they made this big push to get this into so many reviewers' hands. But because I haven't seen anyone give it a good review. I watched Pizzal do a review. The Dead Pit guys did a review on it. I think I just saw where Cyril at Midnight did a review on it, and so far no one's had anything good to say about it. I can say my bar of expectation was really low, and it still didn't meet it. The story was better than what the trailer made it seem and what people were kind of saying in the reviews. The story was a little bit better than that, but really what killed it for me is the acting was really bad from two of the lead characters, the mom in the story and the sheriff. They were like two of the worst actors in the movie. There's a kid actor in this movie, and he was decent, and so it was just kind of strange. And then they didn't really show any of the deaths. They did the quick cut scenes where you don't really see the killer doing the killing. It just like the knife will go through the guy or whatever. So that was a big turnoff, because like some good death scenes or something can really save a movie like this. We'll grab something to drink. Cough button. um, Also, I picked up, and this was an eBay pickup. This was a good one. For $10, I got the Coming to America Steelbook. Thought that was that was a good one there. Let's see what we got here. The Monkey. Let's see. Side Hustle Cinema. What film could you tell everyone had a blast during filming? Oh, well, I tell you what, I know one film everyone had a blast during filming, and that was Caddyshack. If you ever watched the making of Caddyshack, that was like Harold Ramis's first directorial, like that was his directorial debut. There was a ton of um, new actors, new to the scene in that movie. It was, filmed like I think it was filmed down here in Florida actually, and like half the cast was on drugs. I mean, like Chevy and one of the producers. I I wish I remembered his name. I used to know it. He was the one that movie. Um, that movie about lampoons. It was about him. Anyway, it was him and Chevy. Like they stayed coked out during that whole entire filming of that movie. The stories on behind the scenes for that movie is just crazy. I really recommend checking out that documentary on Caddyshack. Um, that documentary it might be better than the movie, and that movie's one of my favorites. So um, that to me is probably one that they had a blast, doing. I don't know. Yeah, Chevy's great. I hear he's like speaking of conventions. I hear he's not great like to fans, but as an actor, I love Chevy. I mean, I've liked a ton of his movies. But I do hear like in person, he's kind of he's kind of tough. But yeah, I picked up that steelbook. That was a good deal. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, just go ahead and fire them away. I'll stop and answer anything. It's cool. And the last movie I actually have here is The Cursed, and I talked about this one on my channel a bunch. Saw it in theaters. Absolutely loved the cinematography of it. Thought it was interesting. It's a period piece movie, but it's not like super slow. It's not as fast paced as some werewolf movies, but it's a different kind of werewolf movie, and atmospherically, it is really good. It's shot in some interesting ways. This director, he hasn't directed a ton of stuff, but he used to be a cinematographer, and so there's a lot of interesting camera angles, a lot of interesting camera shots, and the story itself is pretty good. And it's only $12.99. So like whether you pay the $12.99 and check it out, or if you just like get it on demand and watch it, it's definitely worth a watch. I think people would recommend or would I highly recommend it. I do think people would like this one. And that is pretty much all of my pickups that I got this week. I didn't pick up the Hitchcock movies just yet. I don't know. You think they're going to come out on Steelbook? Because if they came out on Steelbook, I would have definitely picked them up. Because it would be really cool to have 9, Hitchcock movies on Steelbook like that. Because I got the first 4 on Steelbook. So I don't know. So I don't know. I'm afraid that like if I get that pack or that set or get them individually, a little while, like 6 months down the road, are those Steelbooks going to come out? Because I don't want to double dip for those movies. I don't know any of them. Haven't seen any of them, and those aren't the top ones. So I'm not double dipping for those. Let's see what. It's not difficult. Speaking of all coked out, this love interest of Amanda B and What a Girl Wants. Looks like she's something I never seen. Oh, you're talking about like Amanda Bynes now, like looking all coked out and stuff. Yeah, I mean, she used to be like really hot, like back when she was doing those movies and stuff, and you're like, man, this girl has such a bright future. And she wasn't a bad actress. She was good to look at. Like the world was hers, man. And she quit, and now she looks like, I mean, like she looks terrible, really. And I don't know, man. That's a sad story. What's your opinion of that film? Uh, so you're talking about What a Girl Wants? Is that the film you're talking about? Um, I mean, I've seen it. I think I have it on DVD. It was an okay film. I mean, it's not nothing. It's not serious cinema, but it was all right. I enjoy those, sort of teen comedies. I don't mind them. I used to love all the ones from the '80s, and some of these ones from the '90s ain't bad. I mean, I watched like Kissing Booth and all those shows on Netflix. I'll give those a shot. Pitch Perfect and all those movies. So yeah, I mean, I'm not just all horror. I pretty much watch, most anything. Let's see, Hall & Oates. Are you excited for anything coming out like Firestarter? Um, I'm definitely um, stoked for Firestarter. I mean, I've kind of got my night planned out. Tomorrow, like I'm, the convention starts tomorrow, the Spookala. So I will be going to that. But as soon as it's over and I get back to like my hotel room, I'm bringing a Fire Stick with me, and um, definitely going to be watching that. Did I freeze? Am I still okay? Because it looks like it's frozen on my screen here a little bit. Let me know. Am I froze up, guys? Somebody let me know in the chat if I'm froze. Oh, video's froze, but the audio's good. Okay, hang on. Let me try to. Let me remove myself and put my. All right, is the audio back? Is the audio still good? But the video's not good right now, right? Oh no, this sucks. Hmm. Let's see. All right, there we go. We're back. We're back. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's live. That's live TV for you. Had a little audio glitch. Anyway, or a little video glitch, really. Yeah, at least the whole stream didn't go down. That's the big thing. All All right. Yep. In the beginning, there was darkness. Well, let's hope we don't go dark anymore. So, yeah, but Firestarter, I'm big time looking forward to that one. Uh, it looks excellent. I would love to check it out in theaters, but you know, I don't think I'll have time to really. So, I'll probably just stream that one. I do have Peacock. Yep. Huck says all good, man. Gotta be prepared, right, Huck? Huck goes live every week. He does a morning live stream. I would love to see a video of how you make your slipcovers. I've thought about doing one. I'm not quite sure how to go about doing that, but and make it interesting, or I guess just making it would be interesting, but um, yeah, I think I should do one of those. I mean, it's actually not that hard. I mean, it's really just about having the right paper, the right printer, and there are some things that I could tell people that would probably help them avoid some of the mistakes that I made when I started making them. But yeah, I mean, there's a place where you can get most of the images. I've kind of started to get into making some of my own a little bit, not just using like what's out there. I've gotten used to using some. I mean, I've started to get into like using some fan art and things like that, which probably not supposed to use, but I figure as long as it's for personal or maybe just a few friends here and there, it's not too bad. It's not like I'm selling them on the mass market or anything. Um, Mostly, I just charge basically for my time, and even that's really not worth my time. But yeah, I mean, I think down the road, I definitely would like to maybe do a tutorial on the slipcovers. That would be interesting, I think. Um, let's see, Side Hustle. Are you into Stranger Things? Yeah, I mean, I need to go back and watch part at least season 3 again because it's been forever. Um, but um, yeah, I'm looking forward to part 4. I guess it'll be their final one. What they're doing it in 2 seasons, or like 2 separate things, right? Um, yeah, I mean, I just hope they wrap everything up nicely, and if they left like the door open, maybe for a movie down the road, that would be cool. But I hope they kind of finish it off. One of the things really bothers me about Netflix and their shows is they cancel a whole lot of them before they have a chance to finish out their arc. I was so glad that they let Ozark finish properly. You know, I hope they, never just close the door on like Cobra Kai or something. Hopefully all these shows get the proper endings. Start my own slipcover business. I do sell some slipcovers. I mean, I do have an eBay thing that I do, and sometimes people contact me, and I'll do orders for people. They'll contact me on my Instagram. I don't take on a lot of orders, so because of just of time. 'Cause I do work full time job. I try to put some time into my YouTube, and then I have a few side hustle things going on. Other than even that are kind of non movie related that take up some time too. So there's not enough hours in the day, and but yeah, I do try to put out some slipcovers for different people from time to time. July 19th, season 3 released. Yep, it's been a long time. I don't even remember what happened in season 3. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's it's been a long time. Those kids are getting real old. They got to explain that. So much drama. I think so. 4K Media Guy, good to have you in the stream, buddy. Got 2 conventions in 2 weeks. Gonna be epic. Yeah, I mean it's that time of year. I've got a convention coming up pretty much every month. Um, that I'm planning on going to. There's 2 more horror conventions this summer in Orlando. There's a wrestling convention in Jacksonville that I'm going to try to go to. I'm just looking for like one autograph. Wrestlers charge a ton. They didn't used to. Like I remember back in the day, like when a wrestling show would come to the area, like the wrestlers would like a couple of the wrestlers would go to like Sam Goody or so like a place like Sam Goody, and they'd be like doing free autographs. They'd have like a table. They'd be passing out, like 8x10s and doing like meet and greets and stuff like that, and it was free. Now, like next week, there's a Orlando MegaCon is coming to Orlando next weekend. I'm not going to it. And like the Undertaker's there. He's charging $250 for his autograph. And that's just his name, Undertaker. That's no inscription. If you want an inscription, he will do Hall of Fame 2020 or no 2022 Hall of Fame on there as an inscription for an extra $79. I mean, it's crazy, And the wrestling convention that's coming like next month, it's full of the same thing. They're all charging astronomical prices. I'm going to try to get Demolition's autograph and Kevin Nash's autograph during that one. But that'll be it. Other than that, they're having a little wrestling show there at the convention. That's at I think it's called WrestleCon or something like that. I don't know, but it's in Jacksonville and it's next month. But yeah, it's crazy prices for those guys. Screamcast is going to be at Monster Palooza. Yeah, they've been making the rounds. Different places has had the Screamcast. Be prepared to wait in line. I mean, from what I've seen, it's been just insane. The lines for the Scream guys. It's just been crazy. Tim's here. Hey, I'm a little late. Hey, no problem, Tim. I've had this at a crazy time. It's when I could have it on. And all I did was go over some of my pickups for the past week or so. So if you watch it on replay, you can check that out. I'm going to be diving into Spookala here in a second, talking about that. But, we're just chit-chatting here in the comment section. Just a real chill time. I love going to conventions, but yeah, autographs have rose. The prices are drastically now. I went from getting everyone I wanted years ago to now being selective due to price. It really does force you to be selective. And this one at Spookala, the prices are low, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's not a big convention. It does seem to be the case. Like, some of these conventions where they have the reunions, everyone in the reunion will charge a higher price, based on like whatever the big star is getting. Like Back to the Future was doing it. They've been doing the reunion circuit, and Christopher Lloyd's there. He charges a ton. Michael J. Fox was scheduled to do some. I don't know how many he's done, but he charges. I mean, it's like $300. And then, but you had like all these other people, like Biff, like that guy. He should be a $40. He should be a $40 autograph, and that's $40 with a selfie at the table. But he's charging like, 89, $100 for his. Leah Thompson, same thing. So when they're part of those big reunions, they charge more, and because they know everyone wants to get all their autographs on a poster. No one's going for just the main one, so it's kind of crazy like that. Catch them outside the convention for freebies. Yeah, I mean, some people like catch them outside the convention. I don't know if they get freebies, but you hear all kinds of crazy stories about people, hanging out. A lot of conventions do these after parties where some of the celebrities will stop by. Some of the lower ones, not like the big namers, but they'll stop by and stuff and hang out. Did you hear Millie Bobby Brown canceled last minute her con appearance? I mean, it happens. I mean, there's some cancellations on this one. I know, where was it that they recently had a what was it, a vacation, Lampoon's Vacation reunion, and Randy Quaid was supposed to be there, and he like canceled. And that's, I mean, that stuff's going to happen, especially if these people aren't like, dependent on conventions for their income. Like Millie Bobby Brown, she's in demand. She can go do stuff. She's not like having to do these conventions for to get by yet. Hopefully it doesn't happen to her, but some of these people that do conventions, I mean, they're lifer convention people. Like like a Felissa Rose or some. It's super nice. I mean, by the way, I mean, nothing wrong with Felissa Rose or Ari Lehmann or people like that. I mean, I love those people, but they're like, the convention's pretty much what they got going on. Autographs are expensive for sure, man. Ewan McGregor's 300. Woo! Oh, you paid it, huh? You got his? Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy because it hasn't been that high before. I mean, like, you could get them, like some of those mail-in things for like $100 or something. HBK was 300. Yeah, Shawn Michaels, that's another one. Ric Flair, his is really high too. Drew Nelson, hey man, what's going on, Drew? Big fan. Well, thank you. Big fan of you. Huck saying hello to Tim. Waiting for Amazon Prime to deliver Lost World and 3, hoping they come with slips. I'm very sure they will. Speaking of those slips, I wasn't the biggest fan of those slips. I would have easily had gotten those individual releases because I do prefer mine, with individual releases, my movies, but I just wasn't a big fan of those slip covers. Did you guys? Do you guys like those slip covers? I mean, I thought they were just too basic. Just basically the logo with like a textured background to it. I mean, Jurassic Parks are so epic. There's so many great dinosaurs in all these movies, and then you got the actors, the scenery. I mean, there's so many awesome like art prints and things that are going on. Like they could have come out with some stellar covers, but I feel like they just it was just very basic, not great, not very good at all. I didn't think. Let's see. That one. Hey Huck. What setup do I have for my home theater? It is a I run a 5.2.4. So that's your basic 5, and then I have 2 subwoofers. One in the front, one in the back, and then 4 dedicated Atmos speakers in my ceiling. I got them ceiling mounted. I didn't spend a ton on my speakers. Most of mine are Polk Audio. I do have a Klipsch subwoofer, but my receiver, I put a nice chunk of money into my receiver. I got a Denon. I can't remember offhand what my model number is. And as far as TV goes, I went with size over quality. My next one will be an OLED. I don't have an OLED currently, but it does have a full array back panel, and it's 86 inches, and it's pretty nice. Let's see. Side hustle cinema. Then you were saying, based on your logic, we should get autographs at Ghostbusters 2016 convention. I don't know, man. If they had a Ghostbusters convention, I would go to it. I'd want to go to a Ghostbusters convention. That'd be great. I don't know about 2016 Ghostbusters. Although those are good. Those are. I didn't hate that movie. It wasn't horrible. Barely D'Angelo had the best boobs ever. They were pretty nice. Pretty nice. Denon's a great receiver. Nice setup. Atmos is must. It's for great sound. It really is. I mean, if you're into 4K, I mean, half the best part about having 4K is the upgraded audio, in my opinion. And when there are some good sound bars, but I think having that dedicated theater room is, I mean, I understand everybody can't do it, but it should be a goal to move toward. So if you own a house, or if you have the available room, then I think you should be moving toward that, making that happen. We spend a lot of money on our collections. That's basically what I'm saying is, spread that money around to the equipment too. Who's at your convention trying to get some autographs? Who you're trying to get some autographs from? Yeah, I'm going to get into that here in just a second. See, what's your most prized autograph? And what is your most desired? Most desired probably would be, it would be great to get Michael J. Fox, especially, with his condition. He's, who knows how long he's going to sign stuff, and, you never know how long he's even going to be around. So, getting his would be great. And just, some of the older guys like Chevy Chase would be great too. I don't have his. I haven't been collecting autographs for very long. Basically, I've only went to a handful of conventions, but I've been getting like mystery boxes, and I've purchased some online. I watch a lot of Wet Movie One. He's got into his whole autograph phase. And I got to admit, it kind of got me into it a little bit too. And once you get started on autographs, it's a hard thing to quit. It's kind of like Funko Pops or some of these other NECA figures, or those you're in still books and different things like that. I mean, once you get like hooked on something, it's kind of hard to stop. But these things all cost money, so that usually does the stopping for you. Um, but who's the most prized one that I have? I don't know. I mean, there's some that I don't know. They're not like terribly expensive, but last year I did pick up on the same poster. I got James Jude Courtney and Nick Castle, and I just really like that one because I got to meet them both, and it was a good time. Ever demo Blade Runner 20? Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, even if you don't like even if you're not a big fan of the movie, it's one that's still good to listen to. And there's a lot of movies like that. Last year I did my top 10 list, and Monster Hunter was my best sounding movie of the year, and Chaos Walking was also on that list. Neither one are great movies, but um, they did have some great audio. Fire in the Sky Blu-ray confirmed, has a new 4K scan, so why not release it in 4K? That's the big question. I mean, that's always my question, and that happens so often. You'll read about a 4K scan, or you'll know it's on 4K because it'll be on digital. It'll be on 4K, but they don't release that 4K disc. I mean, it lets you know that it's going to be a possibility, and at some point down the road, there's going to be another company who probably takes that same transfer and, releases it on Steelbook. Because a lot of times these companies, they share transfers. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, they do. You know, uh, Criterion, they did The Great Escape, and a lot of people when Kino put out Great Escape on 4K, they're like, oh, well, is it going to be much better than the Criterion transfer and this and that and the other? Well, Criterion worked off of, Kino worked off of the Criterion transfer. So it's not like they were like head to head or button heads or anything like that. They actually worked off that transfer, and they had a few things that they wanted to do to it. You know, they did change up a few things on it. They muted the color green for one, and they didn't offer HDR on that 4K transfer. But there was a few reasons for that. Disk space was one. Um, but yeah, a lot of these companies share transfers and things. So we'll see how it goes. Been waiting to find Gravity, Blue Diamond Deluxe Edition. Then go for a lot of money. Yeah, that's for sure. And then, of course, Gravity. That was another one that we're supposed to get. They put the kibosh on it, at least for now. What was your Holy Grail movie that you would like to have in your collection? Um, I don't know. Phone's ringing. I ain't answering it. Um, I don't know. I have to think about that one for a minute. Would you? Would you? I would love to get an original print poster, "The Hand That Rocks the Cradle" by Rebecca De Mornay, uh, and get it signed. Oh, I already have it signed by Ernie Hudson. Yeah, that was a good movie too, and no one ever talks about that movie, "The Hand That Rocks the Cradle." Um, that movie always reminds me of sort of a gross story. I remember when that one came out and I was watching it for the first time on pay per view, And I had my niece. My niece was with me. She was young. I don't know how old she was, but she was pretty young. She was actually sitting like in the chair with me, and we were eating Fruit Loops, and we're eating it right out of the box. Dry cereal, just out of the box. And I looked down, and there's like worms in the cereal. It was old, and there was mealworms or something in there, and both of us had been eating it for a while, so I'm pretty sure we ate worms. And that was the movie we were watching. I got totally grossed out. um, but yeah, but now every time I think of that movie, that's the story that pops in my head, is probably sitting there with my little niece eating worms, probably. All right. Let's see if I can fly through some of these so we can talk about some convention stuff. Have you ever watched the movie I Saw the Devil? Awesome Korean movie. No, I haven't seen that one. I'm excited for the Spider-Man No Way Home on 3D release. I'm not into the 3D movies. I know some people out there are. I've had some TVs that had 3D capabilities, but I've not really gotten into that. Uh, Dominican Scott, how's it going? Good, man. How you doing? Hand the Ross to the Cradle is one of my favorites. It is. It's a good one. Very underrated. Um, my friend just had that happen in a box of cereal. It's easy. If you got some old cereal laying around, man, they just appear out of nowhere. You'll get mealworms in them. Gross. You collect or own any HD movies? Talking about the ones with the red case. I have a couple, but I don't have a player. I never had a player. The ones that I've picked up is just because it was like a movie that, you know, I just kind of wanted to pick it up. And they were all cheap too. Worms also grow in old chocolate. Well, yeah, I got some of that around too. All right, so now let's look at who all's coming to Spookala. Let me pull up my other screen there. Let me share this. All right, and can you guys see that? Okay. So this is so yeah, it's this weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's like a first time convention. I mean, that's something to keep in mind. I mean, usually these conventions, they gotta build up some steam, be around for a few years, and they get bigger and bigger. For a first time convention, this is pretty. I think it's a pretty good lineup. So you've got Corey Taylor. He's from Slipknot. He's been doing the convention circuit for it seems like a couple years now, and he's actually doing a panel where he's going to be doing an acoustic set during his panel. So that's pretty cool. I'll probably try to check out that that acoustic set. That would be something. James Jude Courtney's going to be there. I got his autograph last year, like last October, right before Halloween Kills came out. I have that footage or that video of that up on the channel if you want to go back and look at that. Let's see, we got Harvey Gillian here from what they do in the shadows. It's his first Florida convention appearance. Uh, I'm not. I don't watch that show, so I don't know really much about that one. We got Spencer. I'm not sure how to say the name. Charnikas. I don't know, but he's the lead singer from Ice Nine Kills. That's a metal group. Now they're playing the VIP like party. They're doing a full set during a VIP party after one. I think it's on Saturday night, maybe at one of the local bars. It's closed down though. The bar's closed down. You have to be a VIP member to be able to go to that show. I didn't buy the VIP tickets, so I probably won't be going to that. I don't guess. Quinn Lord's going to be there, and that's definitely one I'm going to pick up. Not sure when I'm going to have him signed just yet. I would like to get like a full-on 11 by 17 poster would be good. I don't think they would have any bigger. That's usually the biggest they'll have at the table. I'm thinking about bringing one with me. I do have the ability to like print 11 by 17 posters. So I kind of have an image picked out. So I'm thinking about printing out a poster to bring with me, just in case they don't have one that I like there at the show. I could also go with a Funko Pop, but I think for Quinn Lord, I would definitely like to have a. I would definitely like to have a poster. Let's see. Then you got Malachi Black. That's probably one that I wouldn't mind having, but I'll probably have to pass on just for price considerations. You got the new Leatherface, Mark Burnham from the new Texas Chainsaw, the one that was on Netflix. That's really cool. I'm looking forward to getting to meet him. And they didn't list the price for his photo op, but I would like to see what that would be like. Because some of those photo ops are pretty awesome. But yeah, I'll definitely be getting his autograph. This guy, like Danhausen from AEW, it's another guy I don't even know him as a wrestler. Malachi Black, I know him, but this one here, I just haven't been watching AEW lately. So I'll probably skip the wrestling autographs from now. Andrew Barnosky, that one's going to be a good one. I think I would like to get that. There was another Leatherface going to be there. Bob Elmore, was Leatherface in part 2. He was a cancellation. So we were going to have 3 Leatherfaces at the convention, but, we're getting 2. That's pretty good. Now, Tom Morga is going to be there, and I'm actually going to get his twice. I'm going to get 2 autographs from him. Because Halloween 4 is my favorite horror movie. It is. It's my favorite horror movie, and he played a good chunk of the Michael Myers scenes in that movie. He played the bandaged Michael, so like any of the scenes, like at the gas station where Loomis is like shooting at him, and he drives through the garage door. All that was Tom Morga, and my favorite kill from that movie, where the girl brings the cop the coffee, and it's really Michael, and he's like sitting in the rocking chair, and he gets up with the shotgun and impales her. He did that scene as well, and he was the Michael Myers from the convenience store or whatever, where Jamie Lloyd was picking out her Halloween costume. He did that scene as well. He did several scenes in that movie. He was actually fired from that movie. I don't know what for, but he was fired like halfway through it. And, they went with the other guy who played, his name escapes me, but who, ended up playing Michael in that movie. But he also played, and that's what this picture here is from. He was Jason in part 5. He played the stunt double for Roy, and he, was under the mask for that one. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna get him to sign hopefully a Halloween 4 poster, and I'm gonna get him to sign a Friday the 13th Part 5 poster, and we get it twice. And then Miko Hughes, you know, he's another one that's pretty awesome. Not real sure what to get him to sign. Um, that one's going to be interesting. I've got the Mondo Steelbook, but I feel weird about having my Steelbook signed. I kind of don't like that for some reason. But I've got the Mondo Steelbook he could sign, or I have a Funko Pop. I mean, it's like right up here. I would have to have him. I'd have to put it back in the box, and if I had it signed, then I wouldn't take it out of the box no more. And I do have that standee, that thing up here. You'll see it on the top shelf there behind me, of Pet Cemetery. That's another thing that he could possibly sign. So I haven't decided exactly what to get signed from Miko Hughes, but I definitely want something from him. And then we got Michael Berryman. That one is interesting too because I think on his I would like to have him sign maybe something from Weird Science. Weird Science is one of my favorite comedies ever, and if I ever met Michael, Michael C. Hall, is that his? Yeah, no. Why can't I think of his name now? That's right, Michael Hall, the guy who was just in the Halloween movie. I'm like totally having brain hallucinations here. But if I ever got to meet him, I think I would have him sign something from Weird Science or Lampoons. Definitely not Halloween Kills. And so I was thinking that maybe Michael Berryman, I would like to have him do something from Weird Science instead of Hills Have Eyes. Because I'm probably a bigger fan of Weird Science. And then Thom Matthews, I'm going to get his autograph as well. And I'll probably have him just do the the poster for Part 6. Then we have Ari Lehmann here. I have his autograph already. Actually, I have it twice. I don't have his photo with him, so maybe I end up getting his autograph again. Then I'll get that photo table photograph. Because it would be kind of cool to get my photo taken with him. And his autograph's super cheap, and his line's never busy. His line's not long, and he's a really nice guy too. I mean, he's like super nice. I mean, he kind of makes his living off of conventions, so he has to be. I mean, but he's like super nice guy. You can talk to him for a long time usually. And Felissa Rose is the same way. I have her autograph already as well. She does a ton of conventions, but I would like to just meet her again. And like I say, she's the kind of person that would probably shout out your channel if you asked her to do a shout out. She would probably do that. So she's awesome. And then the Cherry Bombs, I guess it's a dance group. I guess they're going to be doing a dance at some point. Then we got a few more people here. I think this is the last row of people. You got Dave Sheridan, who does a ton of conventions, doesn't charge a lot. He always shows up in costume, usually as Doofy, Deputy Doofy from from Scary Movie. And he's cool, he's funny, and you can definitely get some time with him. I think 4K Media Guy had him like shout out his channel or something. When he got his autograph, I thought that was pretty cool. Wrinkles the Clown, I don't even know who that is. They don't list any movies. Did he win? Is this a guy from was he on like a game show like America's Top Talent or America's Got Talent or whatever? Is he from that? I don't even know, to be honest with you. But I know his autograph and like a selfie is only $20. And same with Mike Christopher from Dawn of the Dead. Um, he's another guy that just does all the conventions. And he only charges $20 for a photo, with him at the table and an autograph. So, I mean, that's like super cheap. The cancellations, Scout Taylor Compton, Michael St. Michael's, Scott Elobar, Brian Prince, and Bob Elmore. Bob Elmore was the other guy I was looking for. That was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Scout Taylor Compton would be fun to see again, but I already got hers at a convention before. But she's pretty cool. Also, want to be there is the Creeper truck from Jeepers Creepers. The Screen Use truck's going to be there. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And yeah, so that's pretty much the lineup. Let's see what. Let's see, at Monster Palooza, there's going to be so many guests. My wallet's going to feel it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, even me with those guests, I mean, I totaled it all up. It's going to be about $400 if I get everyone that I'm looking at. I'm going to show you this. I do have a new camera I'm going to be bringing in, though. Like, I'm going to definitely bring my super secret spy glasses. My camera here. Definitely going to be bringing these and wearing these for parts of it. But I also got this little camera right here. It's pretty cool. It's got a monitor on it, so you can see what you're doing. It's got one button recording on here, and you can just flip the camera around so you can be watching and recording. And see how tiny that is? And you charge it, and then it works off of a mini SD card. So I'm probably going to, like, this is probably going to be my new camera for like going in stores and trying to shoot stuff. The problem with the glasses here is they have no image stabilization in these glasses. And so they are a little shaky when you're walking around. I got some complaints about that when I used to shoot with these. And, but they're okay when you're like standing around looking. One drawback is there's no monitor to see what you're shooting. You think it's, well, whatever you see is what you're shooting, but your eyeballs will drop down and you'll be shooting something else. Or, you'll be looking at something else, but you'll be like shooting high on the camera stuff. So, these are cool, but they don't, they got some issues to them. But as far as like being super stealthy, I mean, these are hard to detect. And the microphone on here is really good. I did try this one out. There's a more expensive version that you can get of this. That probably is a lot better, but this one was fairly cheap, and I like the size of it. This is going to be pretty cool. Definitely something. It's another tool. Something else to try. But it came with an awesome case. Came with a lot of accessories and stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, I'm going to be there for Friday night and Saturday night. If anyone watching this, and the replay or whatever, if anyone who lives in Florida and wants to swing over and get together, contact me. We'll find a place to meet up, and that would be great. I would love to run into some people there that watch the channel. That'd be awesome. Let's see what everyone's saying here. 4K media guy. If my questions bother you, feel free to let me know. No bothers here, man. Trust me, I'm glad to have people in the chat and saying something. I appreciate it. Uh, don't feel nervous about asking anything. Go ahead. People saying hello. You need to get James autographed. Yeah, James. He was a really cool guy too. I mean, he was he was really nice. Have you watched Knucklebones yet? No, I haven't, but I did look it up, and I looked at the trailer for it. It looks really good. And that one is actually on Blu-ray, but it was a Horror Pack exclusive. That was Horror Pack's number 4. They number those. And so it goes online for, like on eBay for a decent amount of money. It's about like $35 for that Blu-ray. Wolves at Your Door was recommending that movie to me. And it does look good. I definitely want to check it out soon. Knucklebones. So everybody should go check it out. We were just talking a little bit. Got to get back to work. Just wanted to say hello. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, Lefty Vision. He's new to the channel. And yeah, he was checking out some of my content from last year's one of last year's conventions I went to. He just commented on it not too long ago. Definitely get Quinn Lord. Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, it's his first time in Florida at a convention, so he should be fairly popular. Lineup looks insane. We need a convention like that here. And you see, you were in where? Was it Oklahoma? They probably got some good stuff coming to Oklahoma. You may have to go like nearby. I know Texas got a lot of good stuff. Anthony Michael Hall. There we go. For some reason, I'm like doing the Anthony C. Michael Hall. Thank you, Hall and Oates. That guy came from Weird Science. It was also in Keenan and Kel, Two Heads Are Better Than One, feature-length film. Okay. All right. That is cool, man. Well, guys, did anybody else have any questions or anything that they would like to talk about? Looks like I'm getting quite a few autographs this weekend. You know, I'm gonna try to get some good footage. I'm gonna try to get some footage at the table if I can. Fire out a few questions. It's hard to think of good questions to ask. So I'll tell a quick story. You know, like as far as like the last convention I went to last year, I had my nephew's wife with me. Well, my nephew was there too, but you know, she went through the lines with me, and you know, because I wanted her to like take the photos, you know, so I didn't have to like try to worry with doing the selfie thing. And having her with me was really good because she is not like a big. Yeah, I mean, she's a horror fan and a movie fan, but like real general, you know. And so, like for instance, when we were at Nick Castle's booth, and um, she didn't know who he was. I mean, she watched Halloween and stuff, but she didn't know who plays Nick. Who played Michael Myers or anything. And so she sees on his table that he's got a picture of Major Payne on there. You know, it's one of the movies he directed. And she's like, "Oh, were you in Major Payne?" And I was like, "No, he directed Major Payne. He directed Last Starfighter. It's Michael Myers. But he laughed at that and he enjoyed her. I mean, and they talked, and they get talked to about the movies. Like Nick Castle has to hear about Halloween like every day. And so for someone to bring up, Major Payne or talk to him about something different, he really enjoyed that. I kind of had the same experience with PJ Souls when I went to her booth, because I wanted to talk to her about Rock and Roll High School. Now, I still got her autograph from Halloween, but most of the time we were talking about like Rock and Roll High School, and because I'm a big fan of that one, and and she liked talking about. You could just tell, like their enthusiasm picks up. It's not the same questions all the time. The same Halloween questions and stuff, and they just like talking about other things than sometimes what they're known for. But definitely, trying to come up with a different way to make an impression. It's hard to come up with something to say at those booths, though. You're kind of starstruck too. Will I be picking up any vinyl at the cons? I don't plan on it. I mean, if I see some that's like at a decent price, the problem with a lot of the conventions is, these vendors, they all kind of know what they have. They all are there to make money, so they usually charge pretty good prices. It's hard to find deals, really. With some of these vendors, sometimes you can get some deals if like a movie company's there and they're like looking to unload their inventory on the last day. But most of the time, it's pretty tough to make deals at these things. At least I find. Maybe other people have had better luck. I'm not sure. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Side hustle. Well, while you were on here, do you ever get hateful comments? It's not easy doing what you do. Uh, do not let the hate get to you. Prevail. Survive the vial of YouTube commenters. I mean, for the most part, most people, I haven't really experienced a ton of that. I mean, in my like daily videos, I used to get like a couple people that would chime in, and from day to day, it would be like sometimes it would be like a decent comment, or it'd be like a little bit of a backhanded compliment. Um, there was like one guy who was like you could tell he was like counting your money. Like if you showed a really nice haul or whatever, he would always have like something weird to say. You know, um, so you'll run into those kind of people sometimes, but I haven't had like any like big time haters and stuff. If I did, I would just simply block them. You know, I don't care about keeping one subscriber. I'll let them go really quickly. They can move on down the road. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know what people would even waste their time with that sort of thing. I mean, life's too short. So, but most of the time, people have been pretty cool. I think. But yeah, I mean, I guess you'll run into people every now and again. I mean, my channel's not that big, so the bigger you get, the more you get. So in a way, you kind of want a few haters. That means you're, you know, that means you're starting to move up in the world, I guess. PJ Souls was also great in Stripes. Yeah, that's another one. She wasn't in it for long, but yeah, her and that other girl, man, they were. I mean, she was just so cute back then, man. I mean, I had a big crush on her for sure. Great and a lot of stuff. Have you ever been to a horror con before? They're awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've been to several. Uh, just not well, not like a ton, but it's been like 5 or 6, that I've done. Um, pretty much since I've been here in Florida, or it's really over about the past 4 years or so. That's about as long. But pretty much when I got back into collecting movies and stuff like that, that's kind of when I started to get into the conventions a little bit. But as far as like really getting into the autographs and stuff, maybe only for probably about 2 years on like really like wanting to get autographs. But then again, I don't spend like a ton of money on it. It's kind of like movies and then collectibles and then somewhere autographs. But I get those mystery boxes every month. Those got some good autographs in it. I just got Alex Winter's autograph from Lost Boys in a recent box. Also got someone from where was it? Blair Witch 2. That was pretty cool. Let's see. With the holiday at the end of the month, what films do you see? What films do you watch, Liz, with the family? And what's your opinion on Moon Knight? I actually haven't seen Moon Knight, but I did pick up a bootleg copy of Moon Knight. So I'm probably gonna give it a watch at some point. Um, this fell out. But I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet, actually. But I got that in, so I'll probably watch it sometime. As far as like family movies go, I don't know. I don't watch a ton. I definitely don't really watch any of the cartoons, like what was that last one just came out, like Turning Red or something. I've seen so few of those. I've only seen like two Toy Stories. I've seen Up. I've seen like Frankenweenie. A few others. I've seen very few of those types of cartoon movies. I do like some older family movies. I don't know. I mean, I don't have kids or anything. I mean, I see my nieces and nephews, and then like now my great nieces and nephews. I do hang out with my family quite a bit as far as that goes. But I don't know. I don't watch a ton of family stuff. I usually have time for about 5 or 6 movies a week, and that's stretching it. So I'll be honest with you, it's mostly a little bit of comedy, but mostly like action or horror is mostly what I get in, and it's almost always like my new release stuff. Things that I've picked up recently. I don't get a lot of time to go back and get into like older stuff as much. I try to make more time for it, but honestly, since doing the YouTube stuff, and then I do have like a side hustle project that's not really movie related. That started off as like a small thing, and it's gotten so big that it's just taking up a ton of my time. It's something I haven't really talked about on the channel, but it just takes up a ton of my time. And so, and I'm a big sports fan too. So the NBA playoffs are going on. I do watch, a little bit of that as well. And when football season comes back in, I watch football on Sundays. So it is hard to squeeze in the movies sometimes. I got to really try hard to get them in. Watch list to watch on that holiday type of. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, it would just be like I do like sort of watch things seasonally. So there are like seasonal, movies that I watch like for the summer. So like in the summertime, Movies like Lampoon's Vacation is one that I'll go back to. The Great Outdoors with John Candy, I was always a big fan of, or Summer Rental with John Candy. I always loved those. One Crazy Summer came out last year on Blu-ray for the first time. I was always a big fan of that one. Um, and then you got all your summer horror stuff. Last year I watched The Burning for the first time and enjoyed it. And then you got, I do want to go back and revisit Fear Street again this year. I haven't really watched it since, it premiered. And I just had a lot of fun with that. And, that was right when I was starting my channel. And everybody was kind of buzzing about Fear Street. And it's cool when stuff like that happens. But those are some of the ones that, are kind of like summer watches for me, I guess. So maybe some of those movies, I suppose. I don't know. Favorite horror film? Favorite horror films, Halloween 4. I went through like a big process to try to limit or try to figure out what it was. What was my favorite horror movie? And I'll tell you the way I did it. What I did was basically I came up with a lot of my favorite horror movies just off the top of my head. And then I started to kind of dive in, look at my collection, things like that. And I came up with this nice big list. And I just started pairing them against each other. I'd be like, oh, which one of these do you like watching more? This one or this one? And I had sort of a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket. And then I kind of went head to head again. And I mean, I had multiple matchups until certain movies just started to have more wins. And then other movies had more losses. And so once that happened, I took like those top movies that had, mostly wins. And then I started to put those up against each other until I had it down to about like 16 movies. And I did a little tournament. This was at work one night, in my head on some scratch paper. And, I just pared it all down until I came up with a bracket system. And when it all came out in the wash, Halloween 4 was my favorite. So that's what I stick with. And it is. I like Halloween 1 a ton. I definitely, understand when people, have to pay homage to the original. But in my opinion, I think Halloween 4 is a little better than 1. I think it does all the things that 1 did, just does them maybe a little bit better. Or, maybe a little faster paced. I think it really feels like Halloween. I love movies that feel like Halloween, that have like the trick-or-treating and the pumpkin carving and things like that, that really make it feel like Halloween time. And that one's one of those types of movies. So it's just been a big favorite of mine. So that one won. That was the winner. Huck says went to Monsterpalooza convention once, and they thought my then girlfriend, now my wife, was one of the scheduled actresses, and moved us ahead in the line. Uh, that was surprising but fun. Well, Huck, you should be in the front of the line. I mean, after all, you're Chicken Boy. That should get you to the front of the line right there. But yeah, that's cool. What's your opinion on Nothing But Trouble starring Chevy Chase? I love that one. I picked that one up last year when it came out too, and yeah, that's another good one. I mean, big ensemble cast. John Candy was in it, played a couple different roles. Yeah, that was good. And then Digital Underground's in there. Digital Underground singing the same old song, and I know every word of it. Well, guys, if you don't have any more questions, we are right at 90 minutes. I think it's been a really good stream. Thanks for everyone who came out and checked things out here. Hopefully on replay, everyone enjoys it too. And, you know, hopefully I'm going to have a video come out real soon this weekend. I'm also going to a flea market and some antique stores. Ocala's got a big flea market and quite a few antique stores. So I'm probably going to be taking my new little camera and going to be shooting some out and about footage all weekend long. So at least I'm going to try to get 2 videos out of it and do like my flea market trip. You know, maybe I'll find some movies, some collectibles, some vinyls. I'm planning on doing a toy store there too. Um, and then yeah, and then we'll be going to I'll be going to the convention Friday and Saturday night. So I'll be putting those together. I'm coming back on Sunday. Sunday's usually when I shoot my Monday video, and I have to work Sunday night. So I'm hoping that doesn't delay my Monday video at all. But you know, it might. It might. If it does, it'll be. I'll put that video out on Tuesday. But you know, hopefully I can get a little bit done at the hotel, and you know, everything will be cool. Well, all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. A lot of great questions, a lot of good comments. Thanks for all those people who stopped by the chat. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Bunky, don't be a stranger, man. Don't be ever afraid to speak up in the chat. I don't mind at all. I need to start doing more of these live streams. And glad you're here, buddy. And yeah, so until next time, guys, stay safe, have fun, keep watching those movies, and I will see you on the next one.